Govardhana Gidoksara Radha Kunda Rasananda Tatta Seva Kadayam Gurungarayanakyam Tam Vande Vinoda Prashnatam Yatpar Smriti Matrana Damodara Prasidatam Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhe Vacha Padidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Krishna He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Ganta Radha Ganta Namaskate Tapta Ganchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Bhaktya Vihina Parada Lakshay Shiptascha Kamarita Madhya Kripamritam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Chadanarabindam Bhajami Radham Aravinda Netram Smarami Radham Madhurasmitasyam Vadami Radham Karuna Karadram Tatomam Nefti Gatesnabhati Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasri Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. First of all, I have my sister Pranam Sadhanam Gauri Shri Panvaradham Gurupara Varnam Vishnu Para Stotra Shri Bhakti Kanata Narayan Sai Maharaj Shri Gurudev. Secondly, I have my sister Pranam Sadhanam Gauri Shri Gauri Gurupara. I have my sister Pranam Gauri Guru Vaishnava. Continuing with the reading of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, Dhyan Yoga, Yoga through chanting of knowledge. Ki Bhagavan Vacha Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manur Diksha Kave Bhare. Sri Bhagavan said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god, Vivasvan, who instructed it to Manu. Manu then instructed it to Ikshvaku. Bhavanuvad. In the 4th chapter, Sri Bhagavan explains the reason for his appearance, the eternal nature of his birth and activities, the superiority of Gyan in the form of Brahma Yajna, and so on. Gyan Yoga, which is the object of Nishkam Karma, is glorified in this sloka, beginning with Imam, as well as in the next chapter. Prakashika Vritti by Sri Gurudev. An incarnation of Manu appears in every Manvanta, the first being Swayambhu Manu. In the current Vaivasata Manvanta, it was Manu's father, Vivasvan. He was the first to receive instructions on Gyan Yoga. They are like in one day of Brahma, one kalpa, that is in a period of 1,000 Chaturyugas, there are a certain amount of Manus that appear. And from those Manus, then you have the demigods who follow after them. So this lifespan of one Manu is also very hard to measure a certain period of time. So these are the original progenitors, the Manus. The Manus are directly born from Brahma himself. In these slokas, Sri Bhagavan has introduced the concept of Sampradayic Dhara, the bona fide succession of self-realized spiritual masters. Without Sampradayic Dhara, also known as Amnaya Parampara, neither the principles of Gyan Tattva nor Bhakti Tattva can manifest in their pure form in the material world. Only by Sampradayic Dhara is the gravity, antiquity and significance of the subject specifically proven. In other words, the Praman comes through the Sampradaya, through the Parampara. It is seen that in India, even the common people have faith in the ancient Sampradayic Dhara and are devoted to it. That Guru Parampara which bestows complete knowledge of Bhagavat Tattva is called Amnaya or Sampradaya. Mantras that are not received from a bona fide Sampradaya are fruitless. Therefore it is said that Sampradaya Vihinaya Mantraste Nishvalamata Shri Brahma Rudra Sanaka Vaishnava Shiti Pavana. 5 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas. Mantra that is not received in Sampradaya is Nishfal, fruitless. In Kali Yuga there are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas, the Sri, the Brahma, the Rudra and the Sanak or Kumar Sampradayas. Sri Krishna is the original source of all Sampradayas. And thus, from Bhagavan to his devotees, this is how the knowledge is being perceived. Brahma is Bhagavan's Bhakta. Sri, Lakshmi also, the servant of Bhagavan. Rudra, that is Shiva, also Bhagavan's servant. And the 4 Kumaras, the Sanak, the 4 Kumaras, they are also Bhagavan's servants. They are, in other words, Bhagavan himself doesn't establish the Sampradaya, but his Bhaktas establishes the Sampradaya. And Bhagavan gives the knowledge to his Bhakta, who then spreads this knowledge in this world. Only from Sri Krishna does knowledge of Bhagavad Tattva flow into this material world. Dharmam tu sakshat Bhagavat pranitam. Real dharma comes directly from Sri Bhagavan. These 6 kinds of Bhagavatam. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna first instructed this Gyan Yoga to Suryadev, Vivasvan, who then instructed Manu, who in turn gave these divine instructions to Ikshvaku. Thus, the system of Guru Parampara is an ancient and reliable tradition, which ensures the Sampradaya Dhara lineage, in which Divya Gyan, divine knowledge, has been preserved to the present day. Whenever this Dhara is broken, Sri Bhagavan again arranges for Divya Gyan to manifest in the material world. Just like Bhagavan is always arranging rain, sunlight, air, foodstuffs for the maintenance of our body. So also for the maintenance of our soul, Bhagavan is always arranging Divya Gyan. In other words, there will always be a pure devotee, pure saint, pure sadhu who will come into this world and who will distribute this pure knowledge. And that sadhu will accept one of the 4 Sampradayas and then he will preach. But specifically in this Sampradaya, in this Kali Yuga, this Danya Kali, the Swayam Bhagavan himself, Avatari Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. In all theistic thoughts, all theistic schools, Sampradayas will merge into one stream, one current of flow. That is the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. In other words, that conception, that prem, that Mahaprabhu came to distribute, that will be distributed and accepted by all. Mahabhagavats such as Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan and others in the Guru Parampara of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya realized Divya Gyan and instructed the common people through their realized commentaries. Even a person who is highly qualified in material knowledge can never understand the real import of Bhagavad Gita unless he is properly situated in the Parampara. In other words, you may be very, very intelligent, very qualified materially. You may be a big scientist, PhD holder, this, that, big scholar. But if you want to understand this science of Gita, science of Bhagavad, then it is said that Nayan Atma Pravachanena Labdyo, Na Meda Na Bhauna Shrutena, Yam Eva Isa Bibhrita Tena Labdyas, Tasya Isa Atma Bibhrita Tanu Muslam. By so much pravachan, by so much tapasya, intelligence, studying books, hearing, you cannot realize absolute truth. Only when the Lord Himself desires to reveal Himself can He be realized. In other words, knowledge must be received in parampara. Tarko na patishtaya nasha vrishi yasya matam na binna dharma se tattam nihitam guhaya mahajanayena gatasa panta. By tarka, by logic, knowledge, we cannot understand. Nasha vrishi yasya matam na binna. Taking shelter of so many different rishis, lot of personalities, you cannot realize. Dharma se tattva nihitam guhaya. This dharma tattva, this science is very guhya, it is very hidden. Mahajanayena gatasa panta, only by following in the footsteps of the Mahajans can this be realized. Everywhere in Shastra, in the Bhagavatam, here and there, it is being said, it is being described. Na sadhyati mam yogo, na samkyam dharma uttava, na svadhyayas tapas tyago, yata bhakti brahmorjita. Krishna told Uddhav, if you want to attain me, na sadhyati mam yogo, you cannot do by any yoga process. Na sankhya, by sankhya, dharma, svadhyaya, tapas, tyag, all these things are not efficient. Yada bhakti vimorjita, only bhakti, pure devotion, can you attain me. Krishna said in the Bhagavatam. Bhaktaya ekaya grahyam. Later in the Gita he will say, only by bhakti can you attain me. It is important to protect oneself from self-made commentators. Otherwise, realization of the true meaning of the Bhagavad Gita will not be possible. So some people, for their own name and fame, for their own finance, collection, for their maintenance, they'll write commentary on Gita, publish their Gita. They'll make so many statements. Like there was one President of India, Prime Minister, I forget, he wrote commentary on Gita. He was saying that, oh, this is all figurative speech. Krishna is not real, no Arjuna is real. This is just all examples just to teach us. He made some bogus commentary like that. Then Swami Prabhupada and others, smash, cut him. So what do you understand about Gita? So all what you are saying, you have any proof for these things? This is only your speculative theory, opinions. This is what is going on nowadays. Anyone who is learned, they say something, then the common person will follow. But this is not true. Like we discussed earlier, Darwin evolution theory. If you go in Western school system, Darwin evolution theory is not taught as a theory, it's taught as a fact. But it's called Darwin evolution theory. But it's till today it has never been proven to be fact. It's still a theory. Big Bang theory. Why is it called the Big Bang theory? Because it's a theory, it's a speculation. They've never proven it. It's taught in such a way that it's a fact. All these things. So many commentators, they make so many comments on Shastra, have so many opinions. But unless it is coming in the parampara, in the authorized spiritual lineage, then that conclusion can never be correct. Because our imperfect senses, our cheating tendencies, our tendency to make mistakes, and our illusion. Brahm, Pramad, Vipralipsa, Karnapatava. Mahajana, Bhakti, Dosh, Nahe, Sabha. These four defects are there in the conditioned souls. Brahm, you see a mirage, you run for the water, but there is no water. We are affected by this Brahm. Pramad, we make mistakes. Sometimes you make some calculation, and then later you realize, oh, I made a mistake. We have a tendency to make mistakes sometimes. Vipralitsa, cheating tendency. We have a tendency to cheat also. If there's any benefit for yourself, then okay, no problem. We'll do. And Karnapatra, imperfect senses. We can only hear so far, we can only see so far. Like what is behind that door, I cannot see. My senses are imperfect. What is happening down the street, I cannot hear. Therefore, scientists, they make telescopes, microscopes to enhance their senses, but still they are imperfect. But Mahajana and Vakya Dosh, Nahe Sabha, these faults are never there in the Vakya or the word of the Mahajans. The Mahajans, they are self-realized. They only speak that which they have realized and practiced. That is a true symptom of a Mahajan. He'll never speak anything he has not practiced and realized in his life. So these self-made commentators we should avoid. Therefore it is said that this Sarpa Chista, the Bhagavatam or the scriptures spoken by such person is like milk touched by a snake. A snake touches the milk, what happens? The snake, his poison will increase and that milk becomes inedible. So scriptures that are spoken by someone who is not in the parampara, then we should never hear that from anyone. Because it's like poison. Avaishnavanam mukot girnam, putam harikatam ritam. Said that Savanayavana kartabhya sarpo chistayatapaya. Said about Avaishnava mukot girnam. Someone who is not a Vaishnava should never hear from their mouth. Putam harikatam ritam. Harikata is nectar, it is Buddha, it is pure. But Savanayavana kartabhya should never, it's not your duty to hear from these people. Why? Sarpo chistayatapaya becomes the remnants of a snake. Like a snake touches milk, that kata will become poisonous. In other words, the meaning is, if someone who has a deep desire to enjoy, to make money, he has name and fame, he's speaking very nice kata. People in the audience are crying, and he's making everyone laugh, and everyone is listening so much. But what is the intention of speaking? Is the intention to help you, or is the intention to make some money? They advertise Bhagavad Sapta. They are doing for free this Bhagavad Sapta. How much money? Before you want to, the bigger the person, the more money. 1 crore rupees, 2 crore rupees, 50 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees, 15 lakh rupees, 20 lakh rupees. What is it in the business? They are selling the Bhagavatam. If you tell come to do for free, they will come. If they say no, that means their only motive for speaking the Bhagavatam is for their money. And that is like poison them. Because they have a desire to make money, and if you hear that katha, then that desire will come in you. You will also have a desire to make money. All their samsara vasana, all their material desires will come in their katha in a subtle form. You cannot see it. Externally, like if you put poison inside rasgulla. Looks like rasgulla, tastes like rasgulla, but inside is poison. It will kill you. So they're speaking the Bhagavatam, Dhruv Charitra, Prahlad Charitra, Gopi Katha, Raslila, all this done. But inside they only have one purpose. When the 7th day is over, this 50 lakh, 30 lakh is coming into my account. Or maybe they're taking advance even, who knows. But this is their purpose, this is their motive. I need this money. Without the money they're not going to do. So therefore this is like poison. You should not hear. Although milk is pure and nourishing, when it has been touched by the lips of a serpent, it acts like poison. Similarly, topics of Sri Hari are supremely purifying for the material world. But hearing such topics become the cause of one's destruction when they are recited by non-devotees such as Mayavadis, or those who consider the body to be the self. In this connection, Sri Mahaprabhu has also said, Mayavadi Bhashya Shrunile Hoile Sarvanash. One hears the commentary of the Mayavadis, everything is destroyed. The worst, a bogi, okay, you may hear this Harikatha, your bhogavritti may increase. But worse than the bogi is the Mayavadi. Why the Mayavadi will tell you Krishna's form is impersonal, he has no form, and then you'll be forced to merge into the Brahman. You lose all your identity, everything. Mayavadi is very dangerous. It's Advaitavadi. They don't respect the Lord's personal form. Wherever there is Nirvishesh, the word Nirvishesh, you will find the word Savishesh. Throughout the Shrutis, Puranas, Upanishads, Veda, Vedanta, Bhagavad, Ramayana, Mahabharata, if there is any description of the Nirvishesh aspect of the Lord, the same place, same chapter, you will find the description of his Savishesh. But the Brahmavadis, the Mayavadis, they ignore all the description of the Savishesh, they only accept the Nirvishesh, they become offenders. Therefore, we should not hear from the Mayavadis. Otherwise you will not have faith in Ram, Krishna, Nrsimha, all the forms of the Lord, you think it's all kalpana, all material. But those forms, Krishna will show you later in the Gita, he will prove. He will say, no, this is my eternal form. Janma karma chane divyam, evam yoga tattva, tvakta deha punar janma naitimam etis arjuna. In the 4th, now it's going to come actually, this chapter, 9th verse. He will describe that how my janma karma, everything is transcendental. And those who realize this, they will never have to take birth again. Shloka 2. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarsaya vidhu sakalaneya mahata yoga nasta parantava. Oh Arjuna, this yoga was thus received in parampara, and the Rajarshi, saintly kings, understood it in that way. But due to a prolonged lapse of time, it has almost become lost to this world. Especially these slokas, Srila Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada, he used to quote this sloka as evidence of parampara. Why here directly the word parampara comes in. Evam parampara praptam. This is the way how the parampara is flowing. From Bhagavan to his Bhakta coming down. 2 kinds of parampara. One is the Sukra parampara, the seminal lineage, the Pancharakrit parampara. And one is the Bhagavad parampara, or the Bhakti parampara. In the Pancharakrit parampara, the Guru will give the knowledge to the disciple. And the disciple then, when he becomes qualified, he will give it again to his disciple. This is how the Pancharakrit line is moving. But in there, if the Guru is unable to find a qualified disciple, then what happens? Then the line will become lost. Then the unqualified disciple, if he has only received 50%, understood 50-60%, realized that much, he can only give 50-60%. So then 40% is lost. This is a defect in the seminal lineage. It's like father to son, like family name is going on. Who will take birth in your family, what their nature will be, there's no guarantee. He may be very obedient son, he may be a badmash, gambler, he may be alcoholic, he may be very pious, he may be sadhu, no guarantee what he is coming. But in the Bhagavad Parampara, this defect is not there. Why? Because Jai Bhaje Se Baro Abhakti Hinachar Krishna Bhajana Jati Kulari Vichar. The transcendental Guru, he will distribute this knowledge to transcendental disciple. Whether someone who has taken direct mantra from him or not, it does not matter. If someone will follow his teachings, he becomes qualified to continue the succession, continue the parampara. If he has the quality, if he has the realize that knowledge, then he will be the next successor. It is based on the qualification, not on the direct seminal lineage. Like for instance, in the family line, that it is directly from father to son. There's no conception of giving that property to anyone else. But here, if someone else, even though who is not a direct disciple, if he is following, then he is a true disciple. Then he is the next guru. So he is qualified to be the. It is like, okay, you give a mundane example. It's very hard to find a proper mundane example, but basically it's based on qualification, not on or okay, like if you have a hospital, you have a top surgeon, he is from one institution. Just say he qualified from the topmost medical school in India. After him, they have to appoint the next one. So then they go to that medical school to see if there is anyone qualified. But if they cannot find anyone qualified, then they will take from any other institution. It doesn't have to be from that institution. Whoever is qualified will take the post. Then the parampara will continue. That they can guarantee that quality and perfect surgery will take place in the hospital. If they become stubborn, no, I only want from that institution. There is no one qualified from there. Then what will happen? Then the quality of their surgery and everything in there will go down in the hospital. So wherever they can find the qualified surgeon, he will be the next one. Similarly, in the Bhagavad Parampara, whoever is following, he will be the next Acharya. Not that it is self-appointed. It is not appointed based on your lineage or anything, or based on Guru to disciple. Whoever will follow, then he will be next. But that person has to realize and follow the teachings that the Guru is giving. Not that any bogus person who is not in the position. He has to be realized and in the same mood as the Guru. Then he will be next. Shloka 3. Sevayam maya te adya yoga prokta puratanaha bhaktosi me saka cheti rahasyam hi etar uttamam. Today I am explaining to you this supremely confidential knowledge of that same ancient yoga, because you are my Bhakta as well as my Saka. Bhavanubhad by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Shri Krishna said, I am telling you this because of two sentiments which are inherent within our relationship. In the first place, you are my Bhakta, which means you are my servant. That is Arjuna, is Krishna's Bhakta. And secondly, you are my Saka, my friend. It is not appropriate to disclose this knowledge to anyone who does not possess these attributes. That is why it is secret. Someone who is not qualified, then you should not give them knowledge that will be detrimental to them. You give them that much which they can digest. You give a foolish person too much. You give a foolish person knowledge, then he will misuse that knowledge. So you give him that much which he can digest. You engage him in such a way that he will make advancement in his life. Not more. So Arjuna, Krishna is telling Arjuna, you are my Saka, you are also my Bhakta. So therefore I am telling you, I have trust in you, faith in you. You are qualified. Prakashana Vritti. A Sadguru instructs highly confidential principles such as Gyan Tattva and Bhakti Tattva only to a disciple who is affectionate, surrendered, and endowed with a service attitude. Those bereft of these qualities are unable to retain or realize such Gyan. Here Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells Arjuna, you are my affectionate servant and dear friend. Therefore I am explaining this mysterious secret of Karma Yoga to you. Then after this, in the first three chapters, in the third chapter he described Karma Yoga. Now in the fourth chapter he is going to describe Jnana Yoga. Then in the 9th chapter it's going to describe Bhakti Yoga. If you are not affectionate and don't have a service attitude, a seva vritti, anything the Guru says, you will not be able to retain it. Why you have no affection? You don't desire what he is trying to give, then you will not keep it in your heart. But if your life and soul is to serve Guru, hear from him, serve him, then anything he says will be like gold. It will be like a jewel, and you will keep those words in your heart. Shloka 4. Arjuna Vacha Aparam Bhavato Janma Param Janma Vivasvataha Katham Edat Vijaniyam Tvad Ado Praktavan Iti. Arjuna said, your birth is recent, whereas Surya was born in ancient times. How am I to understand that you spoke this yoga to him in a previous age? So Arjuna is asking Krishna, Surya Dev is so old, so ancient. You were just born recently. How can I understand that you gave this knowledge to him? What is the proof? Explain this to me, how it happened. Bhavanuvar, considering Shri Krishna's previous statement to be impossible, Arjuna is questioning him. You were born recently, Aparam, and Surya was born a long time ago, Param. So how can I believe your statement that you instructed this yoga to Surya in ancient times? Prakashika Vritti. Arjuna is Bhagavan's great Bhakta and Nitya Saka. For this reason, he is also referred to as a parikar of Sri Krishna. And as such, he knows Bhagavad Tattva completely. In other words, Arjuna is playing the role of being ignorant, bewildered, in delusion, having weakness of heart, not wanting to fight. Therefore, he is asking Krishna all these questions. Please enlighten me. But in reality, Arjuna knows everything. He is fully realized. And he is doing this so he can instruct the common person. Ignorant people generally think that Bhagavan Vasudeva, the controller of all controllers, is an ordinary human being. Instead of accepting that he is omniscient and ever existing, they consider him to be a man of limited knowledge who is subject to death. They also think that the birth and activities of Bhagavan are temporary, not knowing that they are transcendental. People who are ignorant, they all speak like this. Therefore, people who are materially motivated, who are living materialistic life, therefore you see, anywhere you read on the internet or a newspaper, they are talking about Ramayana, Mahabharata, talking about Krishna, Bhagavan. They say, oh, mythology. They are described with the word mythology. This is, oh, just some myth. They will not say that this is actually, according to the Siddhanta of Gita, Bhagavad, Ramayana, they say this is mythology, this story is like this. Because they have no faith. They have never served a sadhu, never heard from a sadhu, then how will they believe, how will they realize anything? It's like an atheist, he will say, I don't believe in God, show me God. Okay, you want to show God? Then yes, there is a process to see God. To understand this, there is an illustration. One time there was a king, the king asked his ministers, he said, I have two questions. Whoever answers these two questions, you will get half my kingdom. And if you fail to answer this, if all of you fail to answer these two questions, then I'll get rid of you, I'll fire you, I'll kill you, get rid of you. You are not qualified to be my ministers. So then all the ministers were there and said, you have 3 days time to answer this question. What are these two questions? That where is God, number one, and what is he doing now? These two questions. Where is God and what is he doing now? So then the minister, he went to his home and he was opening all books, studying. And he was looking, he said, where is God and what is he doing now? How is it impossible question? How we can know where is God now and what is he doing? Then he had one boy who was very intelligent, his son. His son saw his father is spending, reading day night, not eating, nothing. They said, Papa, what is the problem? Tell me. So you are the bacha, you are kid, you cannot understand, go from here. I am very busy. He said, no, please tell me. Why you were so worried? So then he took him on his lap and said, oh, the king has asked these two questions. Where is God and what is he doing now? And if I don't find the questions of this answer, I lose my job. He may even imprison me or kill me, anything, no guarantee. Then that child, he was very intelligent. Then he smiled, oh, said, Pita, Papa, it's a very easy answer, very simple. Then the father said, oh, really? What is the answer? He said, listen, you go to the king tomorrow. You tell him that the answer to this question is so simple, even my 5-year-old son, he can answer this. And I will come and answer. Then the father was He had no other recourse, so then he agreed. The next day when the king asked the question, no one could answer none of the ministers could answer the question. Then finally he said, "Oh my king, this is a very simple answer. Even my son, my 5-year-old son, he can answer this question." So then the king said, "Call your son." Then the son came, and the king asked him, "Where is God and what is he doing now?" Then the son said, "Oh my king, if you want to answer this question, then you have to bring me a pot of milk." And they brought a pot of milk. Then he said, then the boy asked the king, "Is there ghee inside the milk?" Then the king said, "Yes, there is ghee." Then the boy said, "Show me the ghee." Then the king smiled and said, "If you want to see the ghee, first I have to make this into yogurt. Then I have to churn the yogurt to get the butter. Then I have to boil the butter, then I get the ghee. There is a process for these things." Then the boy said, exactly, smiling, "Yes, you want to see God, there is a process to see God. Seeing God is not like going to the shop and buying one rasgulla and eating it, that is thing. Just like there is a process to extract the ghee and see the ghee, there is a process also to see God." The king smiled, very intelligent boy. "Okay, what is he doing now?" Then the boy smiled and said, "I'll answer this second question, but before we answer this question, it is not proper that you are sitting on the throne and I am sitting down here on the floor. The one who is teaching, he should be in the higher seat, and the one who is learning should be on the lower seat. When I am instructing you, I should sit up and you should sit down. This is the only proper etiquette, according to Vedic Dharma." Then the king smiled, "Okay." So the boy sat on the throne, and then the king sat down. Then the king asked, "Okay, where is God?" Now I asked him, "What is he doing now?" "What is he doing now?" Then the boy said, "This is what he is doing now. 1 minute ago you were a king sitting on the throne, and 1 minute later now you are sitting on the throne, sitting on the floor, and I am sitting on the throne. According to our karma, we are rotating in this birth, this our samsara, birth and death. Sometimes we are king, sometimes we are citizen, sometimes we are demigod, sometimes we are beggar, sometimes we are animal. Our position is always changing according to our karma, and Bhagavan is witnessing all this and providing us the fruits of our karma. This is what he is doing." Then when the king heard it, he was very, very happy, very, very pleased. So similarly, people who want to realize and understand God, then they have to follow process, scientific process. But that is a spiritual science, spiritual process. That is being shown by the Mahajans. Mahajana eva gadasa mantha. If you follow the process given by the Mahajans, then you can realize God, then you can understand Him. Otherwise not. So today is Ekadashi Titi. Today we don't eat grains. We perform kirtan for the pleasure of Bhagavan. Then it is called Ekadashi Vrat. Without kirtan, without hearing Harikatha, chanting the holy name, Ekadashi Vrat is never complete. So we finish here today. Gaur Brahmananda Hare Hare Deva Jai Guru Pad Padma Ki Jai Guru Parampara Ki Jai Satchinandan Gaur Hare Ki Jai Sabarsada Gaur Hare Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai Vishwanath Sattvajitabh Prabhupada Ki Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Karashiti Ki Jai Kripanagari Bhakta Vinda Ki Jai Nandagati Vaishnava Vinda Ki Jai Samagata Bhakta Vinda Ki Jai Jai Gaur Brahmananda Hari Hari Gaur